So this is part 3 of the Cinema 4D to After Effects workflow lessons. So in this lesson we're going to take a look at how to export an After Effects camera into Cinema 4D. So I'm just going to create a fresh scene, a new composition, 720p, 25 frames a second. Going to make the duration 120. And I'm going to create a new Maxon Cinema 4D file. I'm going to save it just to untitled. Call it any name you want. So I'm just going to create a simple cube here. Maybe give it some fillet. And I'm going to save this. Go back to After Effects. And we can drag and drop this scene into the timeline. And I'm just going to give it a solid background, sort of grey. And I'm going to set it to standard draft. So right now we have no camera animation. I'm just going to create a new camera, After Effects camera, 35mm, that's fine. And I'm going to click on the Cinema 4D layer again. And I'm going to choose camera, centered comp camera. And now we get a front view, a centered front view of the cube we created in Cinema 4D. So we can actually use this camera, the After Effects camera, and keyframe some animation. So I'm just going to keyframe point of interest and position, go to the end, and I'm just going to orbit around this cube. And I've got some very basic animation here. Pretty interesting. I'm actually just going to give this layer some drop shadow. 90 degrees. And I'm just going to reduce the shadow intensity. Okay. So if we look at the Cinema 4D file, basically nothing's changed. The cube's still there. And yeah, there's no camera. So how can we get the After Effects camera into Cinema 4D? So I'm actually just going to close this Cinema 4D file. Yeah, I'm going to save the changes. I'm just going to close it, minimize it, back to After Effects. And here it says comp camera into Cinema 4D. I'm just going to click merge. And it basically says the After Effects camera was merged into the Cinema 4D project. Okay. So I'm just now going to click on this layer and I'm just going to go to edit and I'm going to choose edit original. So now when we go back to Cinema 4D, you can see that we have the After Effects camera in there. And if I just click here, we can actually see the animation we created. It's only up to 120 frames because that's the duration of the After Effects project. So I'm just going to make it 120. So yeah, this is very powerful. We can actually just kind of create all our objects in Cinema 4D and then carry out the animation in After Effects if you feel more comfortable using the camera in After Effects. But me personally, I prefer just doing everything in Cinema 4D and then using After Effects for compositing basically. So we can go back to Cinema 4D, we can create another object, maybe a cone. I'm just going to move it to the side, move it back, and I'm just going to save this scene again. Go back to After Effects and it's updated. So that's a brief introduction to some things we can do with the camera. I'm just going to render this. If you found this tutorial useful, please share it, and thanks for watching.